What is up, guys? JD here with another everyday carry video for you. Today I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of budget-friendly pocket knives that were a little bit different from the knives that I presented to you in my last review. So I like looking at these because I feel like they're very affordable, and I feel like the market for budget knives at or around the $50 mark are super competitive. Depending on what you're looking for, what you're looking to do, and what you want, there's probably a knife out there for you. I've really enjoyed all of the ones that I've looked at, the Ontario, looking at the steel wheel. And today I wanted to talk to you guys about a Spyderco knife. And this is my first Spyderco and my introduction into the Spyderco. And I feel like this knife is meant to be like a gateway knife. It is meant to introduce you to what Spyderco is capable of and what they bring to the table to really get you interested in getting into something a little bit nicer down the road. And this is still a really good knife. So some of the good things that I think come in on this knife at this price point, which is $56, so just a little bit above that $50 price point, you get really nice G10 scales that are just really, I mean, the feel of them, I can't complain. I'm definitely a fan of the G10. The other thing you'll see here is the fisheye spider hole, whatever you want to call it. I think it is the spider hole. It gives you so many different ways to open this knife. It's kind of ridiculous. You can almost do it with any finger. And as you can hear, that action is really loud, and the audio or the audible of it is just really satisfying when you open it. I feel like it just sounds like a quality knife. So you can see, you can open this so many different ways. You could probably open it with your toe. It's just really easy, really smooth. That is just really cool. The fidget factor on this is outstanding. You just want to play with it. You want to flick it. And again, that Spidey flick, it took me a moment to get it, but once I figured it out, really cool, fun way to kind of fidget with the knife. With the one that I bumped that against the table. With this particular blade, I went for the look, the aesthetics of a combo blade. I thought it was really cool. It kind of reminded me of a tactical type knife. But if I had to do it all over again, honestly, I'd probably go with the straight edge. I really don't think there's a whole lot that I can use that for. It's like for some serious cutting, like cutting some ropes loose, cutting yourself free from like a seatbelt maybe. Not a practical use. Cool looking to me. Everybody's different. You may not think so. I just think that it was a really cool look. What you get also at this value is you get steel liners that are very beefy. They definitely look like, this knife looks like it could take a lot of abuse. Like you could probably use this every single day, keep it sharp, and it's gonna do you really good. Now at this price point with this Spyderco Tenacious, you get 8 CR13 MOV steel. You get a full flat grind. So little resistance, that's what that typically equates to, little resistance when you're trying to cut through something. So at this price point, you probably could find other knives. A lot of them at this price point offer D2 steel. There's nothing wrong with this steel. You might have to sharpen a little bit often. It might not retain its edge as long, but it's really well made. And coming from a company like Spyderco, I'm sure the quality control on this is outstanding. The blade is very smooth for not being on ball bearings. There's a little bit of resistance and probably a little bit more effort than some of my knives on ball bearings, but not much. This is impressive. And like I said, that audio, when you flick it open, sounds like a quality knife. And again, that steel liner lock, I hit the table again. It pops out and it locks to the middle of the blade, so I don't worry about that closing. The stippling is okay, it's there. For me, it's a little too smooth. I'd have liked a little bit more deeper, a little bit deeper of of stippling on there for me. It is 4 ways, you can see, tip up, tip down, adjustable for the carry clip. That is my first con with the knife, is that clip going over top of the lanyard hold. If you wanted to move it around depending on what you're carrying, because I do change depending on the season what I'm carrying. In the winter, I carry a little bit bigger gear that tends to be a little bit more bulky because it's easier to conceal under a jacket. So I might want to move this from left to right depending on what I'm carrying in the summer. I carry a pocket pistol in the summer, so I might need to move this to my left pocket, which is what it's set up for today, because today was a little bit of a warmer day. I'm looking forward to it. Winter's been cold and rough and wet. But again, if I wanted to switch it over, I'd have to cut my lanyard and make a whole new lanyard. So to me, that's a con, and that's a big one for this knife at this, at this point. It's not deep carry, and I'd have to build a new lanyard if I'm the type of person that wants to move it. Now, of course, you can just go with no lanyard with this and problem eliminated. But then I'd have to get rid of my little cool spider on my lanyard, which matches the gold lettering. I don't know how well that comes through in the video. It might look a little white, but it's definitely closer to the gold, but not as dark as my spider on there. The other thing that I've noticed on my knife, and again, I don't know how well it comes off, but it is not perfectly centered. You can see it favors the non-clip side. It doesn't affect performance, and I haven't taken it apart to clean it and lube everything up yet to see, but it does not affect the performance of the knife. So again, for $52, $53 on Amazon, I'll leave a link in the description below, you can have yourself a Spyderco Tenacious, which is a really great knife. The G10 scales are awesome. They feel really good. They're screws for the assembly to the frame are recessed, so you don't feel anything above. This is about the only thing that's really protruding above, and it's so high up you're not going to really feel that or notice that. So that's all I can really think of with the Spyderco. For me, it definitely has me interested in their brand. The fidget factor is fantastic. I probably am going to end up at some point getting the paramilitary too. But if you wanted to try out the Spyderco for yourself and you want a duty knife, like I think this, you could use this every day for sure. Whatever it is that you're cutting and opening boxes, letters, you're cutting some rope, some zip ties. I mean, I work around here in the shop on things. This thing is gonna just pop those zip ties. Absolutely no effort, no work. And again, I don't think it'd be hard to sharpen this every so often, depending on how much you use it. It's a good steal. It's not as good as some of the other offerings around this price point, but it's good. It's a solid knife. 52 bucks. Check it out on Amazon. So the other knife that I want to talk to you guys about today is a very different knife. And that's going to be my very first fixed blade, the SOG Instinct. This knife seriously impressed me. This is a $39 knife, and you also get a Codex sheath that is 360-degree adjustable. It locks into these little grooves. I am currently carrying it horizontally on my back, lower back, on a carry belt, and it doesn't move. This clip really does keep it in place. Now, I haven't tried it on my regular leather belt, like what I would wear to, in jeans just out and about if I'm not carrying, but neck carry, boot carry, abdomen, side, back, you can adjust it any kind of way. So that's really, really value for the money right there. So to the knife itself, it is a 2.3-inch blade and an overall 5.9 inch. So when you take into consideration, when you look at the Spyderco when it's closed, it is 4 inches. So you can see it's significantly shorter, but this, again, you're carrying it in your pocket. This, most likely, you're using it maybe as a backup or carrying it completely different than in the pocket. What impressed me, you get for 30 bucks, these are G10 scales, and they feel really good. The other thing that I was really worried about was the thinness of this knife and the size for my hand. But because of the indentation, the finger stippling, the outstanding thumb stipple, oh my goodness, you see how thick those are? For me, that's perfect. They grip so well. And it fits in hand really nice. It is a solid 3-finger, and then the lanyard gives me something for the pinky to grip onto. G10, 2.3 ounces. You know, it's a clip point straight edge. It's got a satin finish. It's a really great knife for 40 bucks. If you're looking for something to neck carry in the summer, something that you can easily conceal in your person, I mean, if you don't like Codex sheath and you want to find something that's leather to carry this is a really good knife. And it's kind of opened my eyes to fixed blades and what kind of offerings there are out there. I've started researching other ones, but honestly, this SOG, this knife is probably my favorite little straight edge conceal carry, you know, backup knife. And it's super sharp. Like, I handle with extreme caution. Check it out. The link's in the description below for you guys. You can, you know, decide for yourself if this is something that'll work for you for 40 bucks. And like I said, it's just cool looking. I mean, the cool factor on that, and I forgot, there's actually stippling on the back. So any of the contact points, touch points in your hand, that is really going to stay in there. So check out the links in the description below, guys. While you're down there, if you can do me a favor, leave a like, subscribe. I'm going to bring more content. I'm going to do other knives. I'm going to do other tools, other things that I think, you know, are going to be something that may help some people out there, that may be useful. I try to look for something that's practical that I can use all the time. The knives, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I like the knives. The knives are fun, but they are a tool. They help me cut, like I said, open boxes, zip ties, cut things away when I'm working around in the shop. So I do use them a lot, but some of it is kind of a cool factor for me. I hope you enjoyed. God bless. Have a great day.